Good afternoon on this rare Wednesday edition of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me all the way from Orlando, Stephanie. No, she does not live there, Canada. How the heck are you, Steph?
I am doing all right. How are you tonight?
I am good. Thank you for co-hosting tonight.
Absolutely.
I always like hanging out with you, whether it be just one-on-one or with everybody.
Yeah.
With you. All right, we got a great guest tonight. He's back for the three-peat, and I'm already laughing based on what I see in the back room here. So let's get him on here so I can match up my rum and my mug. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And tonight, back for the three-peat, Primo Kimo. How the hell are you, brother?
I'm doing fine. Aloha. Nice to see you.
Thought
what an entrance.
We're huge now. Then he had those on top of it. All right, so 4 o'clock, I'm sitting here. I've got my teenager's younger sister working, so I got a younger teenager now. And then I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't pick out a rum or a mug yet today. So I'm like, I'll be right back. I ran home and like, what can I do? Okay, look at Primo's face. That is all just not hair. He's got the most badass mutton chops ever. So I decided to go with awesome facial hair tonight with our rums. So I'm doing old Black Label here. And so that pirate's got some sweet beard action.
Yes, he did.
And then one of my most badass rums that I've never shared is Blackbeard's Severed Head. And he's got some nice facial hair action going on here. That
completely blends together. His whole body is covered in hair. From his
So in honor of your facial hair, my facial hair, definitely not Stephanie's.
No.
Tonight we drink from Blackbeard.
Right on.
I was very excited to see my co-host has a full cocktail tonight.
I do. Can you tell my husband is home?
Very nice. Love the color of the straw. Nice. That's beautiful.
Yep. He made me a 5 o'clock somewhere. So.
Which is, I hope, rum based.
Yes. Yes, it is because he grabbed the rum bottle. But
and was that bottle begin with an M and end with an Alibu?
No, we don't have that in our house. It's sometimes.
Okay.
I think it's a Bacardi of some kind.
All right, we can be friends as long as it's not.
I found some special rum tonight. It's called Tito's or
Tito's.
I don't know what that's called, but it's good.
Matthew or Aaron likes a bottle stopper. So here's the problem with living in the desert. There's a point when you go to pull a cork out and it just snaps in half from the dryness. And so you have to have these kind of things laying around because then you got to push the rest of the cork in. Then you got to pour it out and filter it through a paper towel and it's a pain in the ass. I love living in the desert, but it's not kind to your corks. So,
or a few other things.
Yes. All right.
In your car. It's bad for rubber.
Oh, yeah.
Get sand in the tires.
Too.
You don't want sand in the tires.
Oh, is my mom here? Oh, yay. Mom's got a new hotspot today because she has not had internet again for 2 days. Hi, Mom. All right, Primo, sit back, relax. We're going to talk to you a little bit. Primo likes to buy broken things and then fix them and sell them for a shit ton more money. So we're going to show how he does that. So enjoy your Tito's, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, let's get right to it because we got a lot of good stuff to share this week. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. What? Right. You sold a pattern. Say it isn't so.
Right? And a big shocker, it's not the only one I'm going to show you tonight. No one is surprised. All right, so this is a lovely little Vogue from the 1950s. It's got that tuxedo-style blouse. This one actually, even with the slightly torched envelope, is still worth $26. Because she was complete in good condition, as unlike the envelope was. And I normally pick these up for about between $1 to $3, depending on Vogues.
Nice. Good job.
Oh, there she is. All right. So this was, I think, almost 9 yards, just shy of it. Of this, as you can see, Jenny Byers quilt print. And what is interesting is when I found this, I was like, this sounds like something I've heard of. So they actually had a Facebook group and I messaged them asking, hey, do you know when this is from exactly? And Jenny Byer is still with us on this planet. And she decided to tell us that that was her very first border print she ever did for VIP. And so I had 8 yards of it, priced it for $90 because it was just continuous. And it sold without any best offers, like went on its way. And I paid $1 for that.
Nice. That is so cool when you get a reply like that.
Yeah. And like I said, please do not overlook vintage patterns. So you don't see the number on here, friends, but this is part of a actually commission group or commission box that I got, which I only very rarely do for people. They have to be people I know and trust. This is a gorgeous Vogue special design. It's a very hard to find design. As a matter of fact, I couldn't find one sold in the last, I couldn't find one. Let's just put it that way. I couldn't find it. So I set my own price. So you can see along the bottom, it's completely blown out. There is no bottom to that envelope. The top is torn. It doesn't matter because the pattern was complete and in relatively good shape. There were a couple tears, which I did actually photograph and put on here. And so it went from a free pattern that I just had to pay them to selling for $125.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't overlook them, especially if they are interesting.
Yay, sold out.
It sure did, friends. That fabric that I picked up is all gone. And this one sold, again, no questions asked, $400 for the rest of it. So in total, I made, I think it's just shy of $1,000 on $160 worth of purchase.
Can we get a round of applause in the chat, please? Come on now, that's awesome. Hey, real quick, I don't recognize Grinding Hot. So how are you?
Hi.
Where do you sell your patterns, Steph?
I still sell on Etsy, but primarily I am also on YouTube and Instagram, and I have my own website that I have made through Shopify.
There you go. All right, so if you watched a couple weeks ago, I bought 6,000 videos and drug them very awfully back here to Vegas, and I've only listed this, and it already sold. So,
oh my gosh,
we're off to a good start. I have other things, it's the next thing we're working on, but I got these up real quick, and boom, they sold real fast. And so I'm like, okay, this selling video stuff is going to be fun. So if you're keeping track, one up, one sold, really quick too. These came in a shoebox from Goodwill Blue Boxes. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But I think when I get the shoes in the box, they cost $9. And this pair, as you can see, sold for $78.53.
Wow, nice.
The brand's Echo, ECCO. I don't know much about them. I was familiar with the brand, and I probably wouldn't have ever picked them up. But since they were in a box that I had purchased, yay me. Now I know to really pay attention. Okay, this is one of those that sat around my house, my office, for over 3 years. A Scotty Cameron Titleist putter that I walked by, a friend who sells golf clubs walked by, and Stacy stopped and looked at this tub of golf clubs for $5 antique store and said, "This looks good." And both of us had skipped it already. And I'm like, I need better pictures than this. And I was cleaning up my haven't listed yet. And I saw this. I go, okay, I'll list this tonight. I'll get better pictures tomorrow. Already sold in the morning. And
wow.
So fast, I'm like, oh, that was my price from a couple of years ago. Did it go up? Shoot.
Oh, no.
But Stacy spent $5. We sold for $150. So really not that big of a complaint.
Way to go, Stacy.
Let me tell you, you're going to see this in the shipping segment because, have you ever shipped a 26-pound piece of glass, Steph?
Nope, sure have not.
Yeah, I hadn't either. So there was no starting point. It was like, okay, what do I do now? But my boy Cletus found this in a house clean out, and so it's free to us, and then we split it after the expenses.
Yep.
And there you go, about $200 out the door, 26 pounds of glass rock slag.
That's great.
You'll see how I shipped it coming up very shortly.
Awesome.
And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. All right, look, if I can't get you to flip cassettes now, what's going to take? What's it going to take? How about a $24 pink cassette?
That's awesome.
I paid $5 at the record store. So you think the record store knows what they're doing, but they do only to a degree. There's only a couple hardcore collector stores that know more than me.
And they're all in Orlando.
The rest know a little bit less. And so when I waltz in, I'm like, I will happily take that for $5 because I know I'm going to get a lot more. This time it ended up being $24.
Nice.
All right, Steph, I know this is your favorite band. It's called Coffins. These are
Mm.
demons eating a woman feet first. But again, I wanted to point out this came out of a record store that sells records, and they priced it at $12. And I sold $46.19 plus shipping. So you can, that's part of my teachings. You can walk into a record store and find a ton of stuff to flip. And that came from the same store that the cassette did.
Wow. So, that's awesome.
Plenty of treasures all in one location. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. All right, look, after Coffins and Demons Eating Women, I had to throw in a Paul Anka. You know, you got to even it out. You know, I can imagine people in the chat going, yikes, that cover. So you got to come back with a Paul Anka. Picked this up in Fullerton, California at a half-price bookstore for $5. Sold it for $23.
Nice.
The name of the store was right on the price tag. It's Zia Records. Yeah, Brian says Jason sells CDs. Oops.
What?
All right. I picked this up last week. Now you can see there's a problem with the paper, the back of the paper there.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it was wrinkled and I priced it accordingly, but still I paid $35 at Amoeba Records, took it home, listed it, sold it in one day for $75.
That's great. That's one of those DVD audios, right?
Yep. So you can't play that on a CD player. And if you ever sell DVD audios, you will get a couple of returns because customers won't read.
Yep.
It doesn't play. All I hear is beeps and boops.
You're in the wrong player.
All right. I listed this $100 one song Janet Jackson CD on August 29th at 4:48 p.m. And I sold it at 8:56 a.m. on August 30th.
Whoa.
And I'm the one, I sold it for the most that it's ever been sold for by $15. And then I went, shit, should have been more. Like the last sold was 85 and that was the highest ever. I'm like, all right, I'll go 100 and see what happens.
Wow.
So fast. I'm like, should I have gone 125? One song, Steph. There's one song. Didn't even come with artwork. This is how the CD comes. It's in a CD case with no artwork.
Weird.
But it's a mix that you can only find on this CD.
Oh, okay. All
and
right.
The dude after he bought it goes, just want to make sure this is the AC mix. I go, yes, this is the AC mix.
Nice.
So he gave me the $100 already and then went, just checking.
Yeah, just checking.
Because he didn't want to lose it. That's how rare the CD is. He did not want to lose it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are going to start getting into flipping media if you haven't already. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. Whoops, jumped the gun on my toilet. Forgot this
I was
one.
like, that's not a dud.
Yeah, soundtrack to a Paul Newman movie that I bought in Milwaukee for $15, sold for $120.
Holy
The Life and
cow.
Times of George Roy Bean. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. All right, now we can go do duds.
All right.
I love this shirt. Oh, I was trying to ask my mom what this flower is. All right, Mom, what's this flower on the shirt? That might help you sell the shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I picked it up. It's a decent shirt. It's cotton. It doesn't feel, scratchy and awful. I don't pick up those. It won't leave. It will not leave. Like, I know it's not a big name brand, but it's a good burgundy color. And I tried really hard to get these daggone colors to line up correctly because it was a painted photograph. So I'd love for it to find a new home.
Yeah, so Pirate Boyd, come get it if that's your size. Mark, yeah, that was a promo CD. That's why they only find that mix on that promo. I thought this was a record or a CD. I got excited that it was a dud, but I was like, oh, it's a DVD.
It's a dud because there were plenty of them, and I don't really know why mine was the one that was sold because they're all sealed. Every single one of them are sealed, and I had it for 6 months or more probably. I didn't have a lot into it. Thankfully, because I didn't know this either until I got it home, they also charged me the CD price, which was 99 cents. So I didn't have a whole lot into it, but it just sat there forever. And there were so many of them. I was like, this is never going to sell. But for some reason, mine was the one that sold, and I will take it.
The universe smiled upon you. All right, here's my two duds. I've sold the sack purses before. I thought this one was great. I personally love the color combination of pink and green, but no one cared. And I finally took an offer of $14, and it's been with me forever. So I was like, bye-bye. Wow. And this normally wouldn't be a dud to sell some Lily Pulitzer Pottery Barn pillowcases for $42, except they're coming back with the reason of doesn't match dorm decor. You didn't know what your dorm was going to be like till you got your pillowcases?
That's
yeah.
not a reason. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, well, I'll take returns for any reason, but don't that's I'm like, what? Come on. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. And crap, I forgot I had a follow-up. I'm not doing good tonight. It's like I've never done this show before. Okay, if you remember, this was my dud from like 2 weeks ago. It was a Doctor Who shirt, and I said, look, someone offered me $12 and it's yours. And then it sold for $12. But I said on the show last week, I said, someone bought it for $12, either a crazy coincidence or they're a viewer. I got the message from Julia today. Hey, that was me who bought the shirt because she was behind on watching the shows.
Nice.
She bought it. It didn't fit her, but it fit Emma, her daughter. And this was Emma's first day of high school shirt. My dud warmed my heart.
I love that.
This was her first day of high school shirt, and it came from me as one of my duds. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best turnaround of a dud ever.
That's
ever.
Great.
So Emma, I'm glad you enjoy the shirt. Julia, thank you very much for the purchase. What?
Right.
You sold a pattern overseas? Shut up.
I did. Yes, so this is going all the way over to Australia, St. Lucia, I think is how you say that.
Oh, there's Julia. Yay, she loves it. Yeah. Hi, Julia.
But yeah, nice little sale. It wasn't too expensive of a pattern. I think it was like 15, but I'm just happy it found a new home on the other half of the world. And
we never plan our things out together. We just have our segments each all set up. Hey, guess where mine's going? Outside of Melbourne. Mine's going to Northcote. And the funny thing is, a couple things. It's going to Northcote. And I said, I sold a coat. And the best map I could find to show Northcote was the map of the best Jewish food around Melbourne. I'm married to a nice Jewish girl. I'm like, too funny. But look, it's kind of cold and rainy there right now. And someone needed an LL Bean barn jacket for $60 plus 35 shipping.
There you go. That's great.
Don't offer international shipping, you're missing out on a lot of customers.
Yep.
And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Okay, sometimes I can figure out the graphics, having a clue what's going on here. And I know Deb's napping right now.
I know exactly what it is. It's pretty spot on, but it's just comical. All right. So when in doubt, hop in your car on big trash day or regular trash day and go looking for some decent boxes before all those sprinklers turn on, at least in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
We were walking our daughter to school today. And if I would have had the car, there were 3 giant, really nice boxes that I was like, dang, I could use those if I sold giant things, which I really don't. So I don't need them in my house. So we let the recyclers pick those up. But don't be afraid to just tootle around before the recycle people get there. Maybe somebody threw away some really good boxes that you might need.
Yeah, one time Stace and I were walking in New York City, and it was trash pickup day, and I took pictures of all the boxes outside all the businesses. I'm like, if I live in the city, you would never need to buy a box ever.
You also don't really need to source because you just need to go trash hunting because people just throw it away.
Okay. Okay, that was a picture of the glass rock, but how funny, when I was packing it, I was watching you. So you're making a guest appearance in our show tonight.
Our own show.
So this is somewhat fragile because I sent one without great packing material, figuring it's a rock, but it broke into a bunch of little rocks.
Oh,
so no. Okay. So I wrapped it in pool noodles to give it a little bit of a bounce, taped them, and Stacey happened to stop in the office right at the right time. And then I saran wrapped it just so it would all hold all the pool noodles on.
Yeah.
Then I lined the entire bottom of the box with pool noodles. So there's a row of that. Pool noodle in each corner to give the box a little more stability. And look, I had never done this before. So this is just kind of on the fly figuring it out. And then fill it with peanuts to the top. And then put another layer of pool noodles and the most colorful packing I've ever done in my life.
There you go.
And look, if this doesn't make it in one piece, I would be shocked at this point because I think I've built the perfect mousetrap to ship something like that. So there's how you use your pool noodles in mass and wrap them around. It was a little tricky. Thank God it's all when I was here. My teenager, and she freely admits this, is not strong at all. Not strong at all.
Yeah.
And so to pick up a 26-pound rock and try and wrap it, It's a
that'd
pain
be a
in the
lot.
butt, and I'm a big dude, so yeah. But if you ever sell something like that and need some help, make sure you have pool noodles, and I will be happy to help you.
Nice.
And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. Okay, I'm out of whack, so I'm going to go first.
Okay. I was like, that's not me, I don't think.
Yep, nope. It's like I had never done a show before. Everything's a little out of whack today. Okay, this is the Goodwill Blue Boxes. They sell mystery boxes of combined stuff every week at 6 o'clock East Coast on Friday. And I wanted to show this, and we've talked about it before, but you can get a mixed jeans box, 10 to 12 pairs of jeans and other denim things for $20 plus 5 shipping. So essentially it ends up being $2 a pair.
Nice.
Well, what I got was, and I never ever, I remember what happened. I had to reboot. Hold, please. And that's why things are a little messed up. Okay, here we go. So I would have never thought to buy a Gap skirt. I'm like, Gap isn't expensive to begin with. Who's going to buy it? And I was talking to Nadine, and she said, oh, yeah, the Gap skirts always do very well. So I would have never picked this up. But for $2, I turned it into $22.
Nice.
So if you ever get to source a box of stuff that you don't know exactly what's coming, it makes you learn other brands and other things that you knew but didn't know was worth money.
Yep.
All right, let's hope that the next thing is actually your tip. Nope.
No,
Hold, please.
Sure not.
Hold, please. All right, talk for a quick second, please. Start your tip, and I'll have it in a second.
That would involve me remembering my tip. I actually was sitting there going, what did I say? What did I say?
Yep, I remembered. I had I opened a picture. It got stuck on my screen.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Like a ghost, and I'm like, all right, I will reboot. Oh, you know what?
Right.
I never downloaded the picture. Okay, hold on. I got it.
Okay, well, I mean, it's no big deal. It's just a matter. It's also kind of like your tip. So when you're outsourcing, if you've already gone there, you've taken the time, you've driven to the estate sale or the Goodwill. Okay, not necessarily the Goodwill. Like it needs to be a smaller venue. You know, estate sale, yard sale, flea market, whatever it is. When you're out, one, talk to the people because, you know, unlike the Goodwills and the thrift stores, like the people that are the flea market are the people that are selling the stuff. So it behooves them to get rid of more of it at once. I'm just waiting for that photo. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm coming. All right. Here it is right there. Boom.
Yep. And so when in doubt, if they have a whole bunch of something that you want and sell on the regular, ask them how much it is for all of it. One, makes their day a whole lot easier. Two, you might walk away with a pretty good deal and not need to source for, you know, the rest of the weekend, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, depending on how adventurous you go.
All right. Yeah, it's one thing I never used to do. I never used to talk to anybody, but I do nowadays a little bit more. So,
oh, I talk to people all the time.
Yeah, see, that's the one time. Oddly, it's the one time I'm usually quiet.
No, I'm a chatty Cathy, man. If I can make you laugh, I typically get a better deal. So like, my goal is if I'm at a flea market, I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to make you have a good time because then you're gonna know that even if you ask me, hey, what are you gonna do with this? Be like, oh, well, you know, I sell on eBay, so I come out here sourcing. They're probably going to be a little bit more friendly towards you if you've already broken the ice with like a good joke or made them laugh, or in my case, wear something that you've made so that they know that, oh, well, you make it and sell it. Like, yes, I do.
Walk the walk, talk the talk. Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling. Okay, Debbie forgot to give me a graphic, and she's asleep right now.
That's okay. Did she send you the article that I sent to her?
Nope, she didn't send me nothing.
Okay,
I just realized
that article real quick while I talk. All right, so what you're looking at, it's a tip about Instagram, folks. So what you're looking at, oh, hang on, I gotta find that. Gotta find the link.
And I do apologize. You know, throwing this a day early, I threw myself into a tizzy.
So let's talk real quick, because it is still an online selling platform, because Instagram itself has said that it is focusing on 4 things. One of them is selling. You can set up an Instagram shop where it will immediately link and sell your products on your page, and they will help push it, which sort of sucks because the reason this is because they have physically said that Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app. They actually said that on their Instagram feed. So this article, even though it's from like a slightly off kilter, I watched the interview, and in context, this is exactly what he meant. Because they're now going to focus on short form videos. So if you're making videos to sell things like on TikTok or on Reels, you want to make sure that you're doing both of those. Because, but don't leave the TikTok branding on the video you post to Reels. They want it to look like original content because they don't want to promote their competitors. So what I do is I bust out iMovie because you can do an app preview movie and push it to both things, and then just you're totally fine. And it looks like original content when it's actually the exact same friggin' thing.
I love it. I got to get my ass into Instagram more. I said it a million times, but maybe this is the kick in the ass I need.
Yep. Short form video is what they're pushing.
All right. So if you take your own pictures and you get robotic about what you take and how you take it, or if you hire out like I do to a teenager, sometimes they don't pay attention, or you don't pay attention. You don't sit back and go, maybe that's not the best. All right. So everyone ready for a good laugh tonight? Are you ready, Steph?
Yep. Oh, I'm ready.
This is the redone picture.
Okay. That looks good.
And I said, really? You know, we've all looked for, you know, if you're into Disney and you go to Disney World, Disneyland, you look for the hidden Mickeys. How about the hidden Cooch Mickey?
Nope.
As soon as I see these pictures, I go, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And she goes, what? I go, Cooch Mickey? And she goes, yep. Oh, well, that's how it was hanging. I go, Stacy just hung it on there for you to work on, not like I wanted it there. So
that's one quality hidden Mickey right there.
There we go. We've seen some hidden Mickeys. we all have had a good laugh around here about it, but it's a good lesson. It's a good lesson because you get robotic. You don't ever sit back and think, does this look good? Does this look right? Because right away I thought, oh no, we are not putting that up.
No.
That's a nice set of ears. Yeah, see the jokes can go on forever. Hey, you got a nice set of ears there.
Right.
And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? Nothing. Either one of us.
I don't really have anything.
I couldn't believe neither one of us. I'm like, all right, we just cruise on past that too. Yep. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week. Oh, good Lord. I got to get yours. Okay. So, oops. I'll do mine while I'm getting yours.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, that seems like after the other ones that I've shared over the time, you're like, why would Jason share that boring feedback? But here's the thing. I don't know what this CD is. I've had it on 4 platforms over 4 years. So call me Debbie or Peggy Jr. I just never could get rid of it. And it wasn't anywhere. This CD isn't on Discogs. No one's ever listed or sold it. Wow. And on the back, it's just the credits. It's not even the songs. So I don't even know what to say about the CD. And so when someone finally bought it after being on 4 platforms over the last 4 years and said, perfect. Oh my gosh, that's like the best feedback ever.
Yeah, right. Don't know what this is, but I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. Because I'm like, I hate not selling CDs and just, trade them in for pennies on the dollar. But I got almost $20 for it. So I'm like, yay.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest things are the most exciting.
Yeah, and before y'all come at me, I'm aware it's on the floor. This was the early days, and I just hadn't bothered to take new photos. So shush, I can hear it coming. But I had this forever. I was just trying to get rid of it. But I was really glad because when they got it, they were perfectly happy, quick shipping, and as described. And I'm like, you know what? I can't ask for much more. That's sometimes all I need.
Yep.
Oh, somebody asked my Instagram and TikTok.
We're getting to all your
oh, great. Cool.
Like right about now. Look at that.
Sweet.
Get rid of those. Oh, okay. Coming up, I gotta make this graphic better. Contest. If you have not taken my classes, there's a contest for those of you coming up who will be taking my classes. And that might involve me coming to visit you wherever you are. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Something fun. Okay, real quick before we get Primo in here, where can you find Stephanie?
Yeah. So I have my own YouTube channel. It is all vintage patterns basically all the time with a sidebar of sewing and thrifting. And occasionally me making really disgusting food from the 50s. I did one of those. I don't look forward to ever doing them again. But you can find me there, Stephanie Canada. And of course, I cannot be easy to find because I make it hard. Why not? It's more fun that way. Everywhere else, I'm pretty much backroom finds. So that's Instagram, TikTok, my website. And then
Fall sale. Come get it, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is on sale, 24% off. Come get it. But on TikTok, I am like the North Country because I enjoy the pun off of my own name. Oh, my Twitter. Oh, mercy. Yeah, that's me.
There you go.
Like I said, pretty much everywhere else I was really good about being like backroom finds. Like there I am on Instagram. Huzzah.
Yeah.
But yeah, TikTok is like the North Country. But you can see that over there too. It's all sort of together. Words. It's a great show tonight, Jason. We're doing great.
I know. All right. This is the holiday weekend, so that's part of the reason we're not having a show. Plus, it is Stacy and I's anniversary. We've been married 27 years. We met 31 years ago. We got married about a week after the week we met. So 4 years later.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So we have a lot of fun shenanigans planned in LA, and it's the holiday. So everyone enjoy the weekend. Have your big old cookout. Have some fun. But man, Q4 is coming. And I don't know about y'all, but my year has been incredible. I just figured out my numbers. I am up 25% over last year. And last year was my best year in 22 years. And so I'm thinking I'm ending this year amazing. Q4 is going to be killer. Plus everyone's going to be buying videotapes for Christmas in 2021 for some odd reason. So I got plenty of those. So no,
because that's what you're going to be selling. That's
yeah. No show this Sunday. We will be back next. Now I got something super duper fun. I don't usually promote someone's YouTube channel that isn't on the show, but my buddy Spike is a musician. I'm going to see magicians this weekend. A musician, a photographer, a videographer, and he hosts a YouTube channel called Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour, where he makes a classic tiki cocktail from the old school recipe, talks about the history of it, makes it in the appropriate glass, and about 50% of the time has a guest on. Now, I'm going to be the guest next week. So what I want y'all to do is go over to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour now, subscribe, and if nothing else, watch this one with Gray Griffin. I hated Gray Griffin so much in the first 30 seconds of the video, I called my wife and go, I hate this guest. And then she ended up being my favorite guest of all time. She is the #1 female voice actress in the world ever. She has 2,000 credits on IMDb. And the voices she goes through in this episode are absolutely amazing.
Cool.
So my show will debut next week on Friday. And so what Spike does, he has a pre-party on his Instagram channel. His band is called the Hula Girls. There are no girls in the band. Ironic. And so should be 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. East Coast time. Him and I will be live on Instagram. And then the video debut, and we'll be in the chat in the video.
Nice.
He might have an obligation for a photo thing, so I will be posting everything as soon as we know the exacts, but it's a lot of fun. We filmed for 4 straight hours, and he told me today, he goes, holy crap, this is long, and I've got to add a lot of pictures because we talked a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be fun, something totally different, but making cocktails, talking history of it, talking tiki. So there'll be things to learn, but it'll be very entertaining. His YouTube channel is very entertaining. So give both things a follow, please. And then I will let you know when I'm going to be on for sure.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't watch this episode of Some Past Expiration Date, go back and watch it because Chris Green found 54 1980s rock shirts. It's an amazing show. And here's a show that I bought 6,000 videotapes. So if you're missing us this weekend and you haven't caught up, go catch up. There's plenty of cool shit to watch. All right. Let's get Primo in here right now. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. All right. Steph, can you see the guest in the back room or no?
Are you there?
No,
okay.
I can't.
So he was doing that while we're doing our segments. I'm just seeing him flying his X-Wing around. So he's entertaining himself, but I can see it.
Oh gosh. No, I cannot. That's really funny.
It's disingenuous not to fly the X-Wing when it was in my hand. I had to fly it.
There's always a show going on that only I can see. And sometimes it's funny. And I'm like, I got to stay focused. And as you can see, I did a crap job at running my show tonight.
I was wondering, I was like, what is going on tonight? It all makes more sense now.
Yep.
I got an X-Wing. Does anybody else have an X-Wing?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? While we're talking to Primo, I will post the link to both Spike's things in the chat, so it'll be a little easier for y'all. Okay?
That is I love Spike. He's so awesome.
He's so great. We had so much fun recording and drinking and just basically screwing around. And I know he's going to come out to Vegas and do one from the Den of Sin, my home bar, in the near future. So it's a fun show. Even if you aren't a big, tiki cocktail person, he does, it's fun. It's entertaining. His guests are amazing. He has a lot of pinup friends. So if you dig pinup women, a lot of pinups on there. And he works with artists like, if you know who Deke Dickerson is, he was the videographer on the last Deke Dickerson video, and the show about that was pretty awesome. So all kinds of cool stuff. So
cool.
Something different. I like doing what we do, but I like doing different shit too. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's awesome. I mean, please, everybody do. Well, I'm just gonna promote him on your show because you did. He's awesome. I mean, like the best tiki cocktail person out there.
All right, Primo, are you Jay Mascis, the lead singer of Dinosaur Jr.?
Yes.
I don't know what he looks like.
I don't either.
Okay. All right. Well, shit. Now we got to bring it up because I know the band, but I don't know what he looks like. And I
go for Judah Freelander. I feel like I represent Judah.
Oh yeah, I would think Judah all the way.
Yes.
No, Jay's got like long white hair.
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Yes. That what? Okay.
Now, if you guys don't know who Judah Freelander is, you're about to say, "Oh my God, you are twins."
Right over my head.
Right
over my head.
There we go.
That makes sense. Yeah. So,
oh no, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
All right, so Primo, you're back. Number 3 is funny because you reached out to me, and look, if you want to be on the show, you got something to talk about, please reach out to me. If you've been on before, want to be on again, reach out to me.
Well, he's like, hey, 2 more times, and then I get the jacket.
There's a jacket. Hang on, I've co-hosted how many times? I didn't know there was a jacket.
Yeah, to be a guest.
That was just for you, Primo. Knock it off.
He's giving away state secrets now.
All right, so this time, I was asking Debbie. I said, "Hey, Debbie, find out what he wants to talk about," and because Primo's a good guest, he's always ready to talk about anything. But you have been buying broken stuff, fixing it, and reselling it, and I think most people would shy away from broken stuff. Stephanie shows tonight. Look, this was the cover. The cover's ripped. It was in a fire, but look at the money I got for it.
Yeah.
So
that's the end result, of course. Yeah.
Look, we all want to find that quarter item like my mom that sells for a lot of money with no work involved. But sometimes a little work involved will get you a lot more money. And so if you can do what you can do. So let's start with this. Do you fix everything you find broken yourself, or do you farm some of it out?
I mean, ultimately, the least amount you can pay somebody else, obviously going to make more money. So right. I do what I can myself, and I basically, I have a lot of experience, so I realize not everyone can do. What is this giant rib cage? Is that ET? Got all weird.
That's ET. Yeah.
Yeah. You got gross.
He's trying to take over the frame.
That took that. I didn't like that. So I do. I buy things that like receivers or something. Sometimes you plug them in, they work fine, but the lights don't work. I mean, these are basic repairs that not everyone they won't buy it because it doesn't work perfectly. These are simple things. I think that I have arcade. I used to do arcade games, so I have a little bit of soldering skills and stuff to repair those. And then I transferred that, and then I bought. A long time ago, I bought a lot of console games like Ataris and NESs. And nice. I found that, to sell those for a premium, you had to install a little, what do they call it? Now I can't remember what they're called. But a little board that will make it plug right into your TV. Why can't I remember the name? Because I'm, yeah. So the if you install these on the board, you get about a double premium on it. So if you can sell it for 100, you might be able to sell an NES for 200 if you have the tiny little board. It requires about 10 solder points, and then you can output the NES without using the little converter box and right into your TV, like HDMI. That's what it is. It's a conversion. Nice. HDMI conversion. And I found that was like an awesome thing to increase the value of something. And it really doesn't take a lot of incredible skills, because I'm kind of a meathead. And even though I learn something, I forget it. So then I just go to YouTube and it's like, oh yeah, soldering. It's hot, don't touchy. And then
no touchy. Touchy. That will burn you.
I need a refresher every time I take on a new stack, but it's really easy to do. But the thing that I did a little case study recently. You want to talk about that with the clock thing?
Not yet.
No,
we're gonna save that for a minute. Let's not talk about the clock, because that's like we're building up to that. You don't want to give the dessert first. We're right now we're in the soup.
Look at me. It's all dessert first.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. But here's the thing. Okay, what if you're not handy? Because let me tell you, to go back to Spike's show for a second, he had on a friend. Now, Spike owns a lot of vintage cars, hot rod type cars. He can work on them. He's actually got his own hot rod garage that he's about to open. And he's got a friend who builds hot rods for famous people in LA. And the friend was on, and they talked cars all show. And I messaged Spike. I go, I've never felt less manly in my life. I said, I bought my truck because it's pretty, it's big, and it goes fast. That's the only reasons I bought my truck. If people want to talk about the engine, I just change the subject. So I am not a dude. So I don't have that skill set, and which much chagrin to my father, who has those skill sets. I don't have the skill set to even go watch a YouTube video about soldering. So what do you do if you bought something that needs soldering? How do you find a solderer? Is that a name? Is that a word? Solderer?
It must
one
be.
Who solders.
It must be. But I mean, you can. I think that the best thing to do always. I think we all agree that personal relationships go a long way. So if you can find local people, you can buy speakers. That's a good example. Speakers that you buy for $10 because the little foam surrounds are rotted out. At least in my part of the neck of the woods up here, I have been through 2 or 3 different guys who do it, and they get sick of it. They work at IBM. We have an IBM place up here.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I lucked out on that one, but they like to do it for a while, and then I go on to a new person. I have never refoamed a speaker on my own, but I have sold dozens of them. That's one thing. And I encourage people to just I don't really like the filthy arts, as I call them, which is the grease part of the car. I don't like that part. But okay. I could stretch on a new seat cover or something. I could do stuff that
I could do that.
Yes. The stuff that doesn't get my hands greasy in the little corners. Ugh. I don't like that part.
It's so funny. You can solder something and be like, I don't get dirty.
Well, soldering comes with a bonus smell of like pine trees. I don't know why, but the leaded solder that's going into your nose, probably murdering you. It smells like pretty pine trees.
I mean, Kevin says soldering's easy as long as you don't bridge the contacts. I don't even understand that sentence.
I don't even know
that's how unmanly I am when it comes to stuff like this.
Solder. You unplug it, so you can't kill. Once you bridge the contacts, then you plug it in, it'll blow up. But don't do it if you take your time. Yes, that guy right there.
All right, good.
So you have to be patient with that. So if you're not, find a person. If you can't find a person, be resourceful online. So arcade boards are worth a lot of money, PCBs. You can send them away. So if you buy one for $20 because it doesn't work, send it away. Have it fixed for $100. Bring it back, sell it for $250, $300. You have to figure that part out. But there's a lot of people out there where you can buy and then send it to somebody. Sometimes I send it directly to the repairer, and then it comes to me repaired. I double my money. I mean, I'm
nice.
So have you ever bought pachinko machines, and have you ever repaired one?
am into arcade games and pinball machines. I did those. Pachinko machines to me are cool. They're awesome, but I've never had value. I've never been able to like get buy one and move it, and all the balls fall all over, and it's a big mess. I wouldn't a pachinko is more of a little mood piece in the corner if you like all that excitement and you like to smoke, because they always have an ashtray.
Oh, okay.
You know, Steph's got it up on us because obviously her skill set of sewing means any damaged clothing she finds, that isn't a problem. That doesn't go in a pile in the corner forever until you figure out what to do with it. She just goes, I fixed this.
Yeah. No,
And
it just goes in your fixer pile. Which is sometimes just as large, unfortunately.
So yeah, so if we live closer, I'd be like, here's some rum as a present, and will you fix this 7 things for me?
Sometimes you find like a retired person. I have done that with upholstery.
Oh yeah.
You have to be very resourceful, but you could potentially not do any work yourself. I mean, you can do that because I almost always do that. But I do have a tiny skill set that I have sort of carved out, which happens to be like hold on a second. One of these things right here, like one of these, if you buy this and it doesn't work, I mean, you see how it's missing a sticker. I mean, but it actually works because I went inside and I'm not going to show you, and it rattles a little bit. It's not perfect, but I went inside and reconnected the battery things that had rotted off and cleaned out all the funk, and then reattached just through soldering a new battery terminal so that it could work. It works. I bought new stickers for it, and for roughly, if my time was included, I would say maybe it was $700 worth of labor. But if you don't include my time, I would say this was like it was $25 total expenditure because it cost me $1. Well, $26. And so I'll sell this for a $125-ish. When I put the stickers on here, because I haven't done it before. And usually I like it so much I keep it, and that's a big problem. But that's a whole nother story.
Do you have that problem, Steph? How many patterns have you kept?
Actually, so like patterns that I keep as in are in my special box that are not allowed to be sold. I have one sewing box that's only about about that 12 inches long. Like literally, I do not let myself keep patterns because I know I can, as long as it's not factory folded, I can open it up, trace it if I want to use a part of it, a sleeve, whatever, and then I can put it right back on the envelope that I'm selling and let it find a new home.
For no discount. Yeah, that's
because you didn't harm the pattern. You didn't change its state. You just ironed it an extra time. So
sorry, I'm reading. That's my finger reading the comment at the bottom.
That's Stephanie's husband. So he's got a skill set. Got a skill set. But it's kind of like tiki mugs. Our shelves are full, and I continue to buy new mugs. And so new mugs come in, old mugs got to go out. And I'm like, all right, I don't need this one anymore. This one doesn't bring me joy. But this one, the big thing is, this one that I bought for $125 20 years ago is now worth $2,000. Okay, bye.
Well, bye.
Yeah,
bye,
I'll be selling one. I'll be selling one soon that I was told Stacy, I'm going to sell this a year ago because I bought something big, and she goes, you need to sell something. And I said, okay. And then I got lazy. Well, the good thing was I got lazy. It was worth $1,000 3 years ago. The last one I just sold for $1,900. Is
that Ren Clark? Is that the severed head, or what is that?
No. It's the Tiki Farm one with the outrigger with the 4 tiki mugs, the big chief, and then the 3 paddlers.
Yeah.
I got one of those, and in my 3 years of laziness, it doubled in price.
Wow.
So procrastination, kids, can pay off sometimes.
And you know what? I don't think I think that's to be said for everything. And especially over the pandemic, I found that is it because of inflation? I don't know. But things aren't going down in price. Nothing is going down in price. As far as I know, I think, did you say in this show that that you actually put something up for the highest price it ever sold for?
Yeah, the Janet Jackson CD, and then sold so fast, I'm like, crap.
But I've had several things over the past year, multiple things that have sold for the most I can see them for a year on Terapeak. I mean, I've sold it for the most. So I don't know why that is, but I think that it might be the environment. It's a good time to sell, I think.
This is awesome. So if you don't know, this is a huge bolo. There are 2 flip clocks that are huge bolos. The flip clock in Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, that wakes him up every morning. That's worth a lot of money. And the flip clock in Back to the Future. So Nicole's husband is getting the light fixed. And once that light's fixed, that's a $400 clock.
Both of them I sold last year.
Want it.
Well, if you got $400, Nicole's got your item for you, Steph.
I sold the one for Groundhog Day. I had it in brown, but sold it with Groundhog Day in the thing, clearly stating, it's white in the movie. That was $200. I got $200 for that. And then I had one of my few bad experiences actually with the Back to the Future clock, where I sold it. The exact thing you just mentioned is the light was so faint here when I sold it. And when it got there, the guy said it didn't work. And he was an angry person. So when he returned it, he jammed it in my packaging. And when it arrived to me, the whole corner was smashed out. And eBay actually covered me because I ended up refunding him only half. That was a perfect situation. Yeah. And somehow, but he had actually done it. When I did research, I was wondering why he was doing that. And it ended up he had bought one from somebody else and done the same thing. So occasionally you do get an oddball who's being weird about it. But I have a feeling the light bulb died in transit. I don't think he was pulling one on me. But he was angry and shoved and did not send it back to me well.
Yike, that stinks.
It does stink.
But that's, I don't know if this ever happened to you, Steph, but that's a good thing to remember. Not every customer is lying to you just because you packed it well. Look, that glass slide might end up in 17 pieces. I don't think it will, but it could. And so I did everything in my power to get it there. If it didn't get there, then, but when you send electronics, that light bulb might have, because of the jerking around.
Yeah. No way.
So you can't just go into it thinking customer's lying. I've done this for 22 years. In just chatting back and forth in emails, I can tell when a customer's a BS artist. I can tell. I've seen it enough that I can tell when they're being legit, and so I deal with it. But I don't ever think they're
very rare. Very rare.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go around the horn here. Steph, you get a piece of clothing that's got a tear in it, and you fix it, and you can't tell anymore. Do you mention that in the listing?
No, I don't.
Primo, you fix a light in a clock. Do you mention you fixed the light, or just let it go? Yep.
I fixed it.
Yeah.
Right. Like we already fixed the issue.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. There are some times in clothing that you can't fix everything. So I can re-sew the entire freaking garment and it will still have a stain. So I don't say, P.S. by the way, I re-sewed the entire garment, which I've never actually done until there is one I have to do, but that's it. But you don't mention that, but you do mention, P.S. by the way, there's still this one stain that couldn't get out. Right? Because if you say
quality.
You fix up that Frogger,
for sure.
You fix up that Frogger and I found it's in perfect working order, just missing the front sticker. If you sold it right now.
Well, I did not say that 17 mice pooped and had babies on it, because I'm not going to say that. I cleaned
You don't talk about the mouse buffet.
No.
Yeah, this was a mouse condo for the past 14 years.
Yes, I didn't say that, and that's okay. Because arcade games are prone to that. So I'm not, if it was something that wasn't prone to that, then I might.
Well, yeah. And here's, do I have a record here? Yeah. Here's 2 examples. Okay. Live in the desert. Things dry out like glue. So oftentimes I'll have records where it came apart, not because it's torn, but because the glue dried away to nothing.
Yeah.
When I re-glue it, I don't mention that. They'll never know. But the other thing is, what I do mention there's a mug that Primo knows called the Mihana mug. And for whatever reason, the glaze was not good in that mug. It's of all the mugs I've seen over the years, multiple mugs, the glaze gets chipped off all the time. And so if you have a black mug and it gets chipped off, you're going to see white. Well, it's better to sell it colored in. So I will just take a Sharpie, a permanent marker, and color it in. But then I will say, here's the deal. Look right here. Yeah. There was a chip. You can't really see it right now. You put it on your shelf, you'll never notice, but I want to let you know there's a chip, because it looks way better colored in than leaving it white on a black mug. So So that I will mention because, of course, I don't want them to be surprised. But yeah, when I glue the record covers, I ain't telling nobody.
I mean, a lot of it's psychology. I mean, it's just like you don't need to know. You don't need to. It's fixed.
Right. If it's fixed and you don't have to do anything else, you don't need to know that information.
Although I will say with Hot Wheels, because you mentioned that I'm, Hot Wheels is not for the the faint-hearted. Selling Hot Wheels is or rating them or starting to grade them. Forget it. I mean,
oh my God.
It pretty much comes down to played with or not played with, even if they're near mint, and the prices are like $1,000 to $10 on the same vehicle with just little minuscule. Don't do Hot Wheels, people.
Leave them all for me.
That's right. Just send them on this way. Send the tiki mugs to Jason. He can handle this.
Yeah, see, either Ben or what did I just sell? Either Ben or Rebecca from our friends at Traveling Salvation said glue to Garcia album cover the other day. So same thing. As long as you glue it right, and here's the tip. Not a vital show, but here's the tip: take the record out, put it someplace else safe.
Oh yeah.
Put the glue on. Find something heavy. Typically, I just get a stack of records and set it on it and let it sit for a day or so, and then you'll be good. Don't put the weight on it with the record in it still. But then no one will ever know.
Now, reveal the glue. My guess is it is Elmer's.
Oh, yeah.
It's everything is Elmer's, by the way.
It's right here.
I think that's the biggest tip for everything.
This whole model has been used on record covers, and that's it.
Old labels, if you want to glue them back on a vintage product like this is pretty amazing that all these labels are still here. But I glued them back on by doing a very gentle because these were all peeling off. And you just wipe a little Elmer's,
Ooh.
Yeah.
I need to fix up my Barbie car that has all the stickers that fell off.
Send it to me.
Thanks.
That sounds like I'd enjoy that. A creepily.
Yeah, the only problem with Elmer's is there's no smell. You can't get high.
You can't. You try.
You try, and it's just like nothing happens. All right, so usually when we're showing the guests like scores and duds, we go to the duds, we go to the stores. But let's show your one big score because it is exactly what we're talking about. You bought a broken item on eBay. And here's the thing that most people get weirded out about. You bought it on eBay, and guess what? You sold it back on eBay because
within 60 days,
you fixed it.
Oh, wow.
All right, so here is the original. Whoops, let me get us all back in here. And I definitely don't want to beat up the other seller, but, I hope they watch someday and they're like, oh, I could have got more money for this.
I think he was cool. I mean, it came out of West Palm Beach, I believe. And I think he was he kind of wanted it to be fixed up. He didn't want it to, be left to the era.
So tell us, what is this and what'd you pay for it?
So these are clocks that were made originally in the early 70s. They have quite a history of changing like ownership of the company and how they were manufactured and everything. It's an Aurora clock in that the colors change because it's got a photo. What's the word? Like Ray-Ban glasses. They're photo voltaic.
Polarized.
That's
for the win.
For the win. They're polarized lenses that turn and it changes the colors. The technology to make these colors has changed over the years. And this one, I happened to just pass by it. And it's one of 100 that were done in 14 karat gold. And it's not plated. And it's not they weren't made, the first ones that were made, they were after the company had sold a couple times and ended up with the current owner, which is Chrono Art is the name of the company. Okay. And that guy's 80 years old. In the past few years, he's developed LCD, probably 10 years ago, LCD replacement movements for the fluorescence and they originally were like high intensity bulbs, like car brake lights.
Oh, wow.
And the heat ruined everything inside. Then they did fluorescence in Japan. That kind of also had a heat problem. LCDs LEDs. LEDs do not have the heat problem, so these can last a really long time. One of 100 on this one. And I took two things I did with this. I said, I'm going to do a, look how big my hand is. I was like, two things I want to do. High five.
How strong is that drink there, Primo?
I wanted to do a case study. I wanted to see two things. One, could I have ID'd this within 20 minutes. Could I make a decision to buy this, restore it, put it back on eBay? Would that all make sense? A case study. And I also wanted to do it without the full expenditure, which ends up being, I think I got this for $200, and then the repair was $350 or close to $400. And I wanted to make sure that I wanted to do it without a lot of cost outlay, see if that could be done. Yeah. So I looked at these new financial tools available. Like Klarna is the name of the thing I used, but Afterpay, Foursquare, some other.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they
I've heard of
seem
those.
weird to you at first, but then when you see that it's 4 payments spaced out every 2 weeks, you pay 25% down, and there's no interest. And I could potentially buy this, fix it, and then sell it before the bills due.
Nice.
That's what I did.
And yes, I'm trying to figure that out too, Jason. I'm like, what are they watching?
Yeah, I know. I can see the reflection of the TV. So how good are you? What movie or show is this in the reflection of this?
Okay, so this is a guy from West Palm Beach. He's taking this, if you saw the actual furniture in the room around there.
I can see that in the other side of it. He's got a badass couch or something right here.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we have done this investigation. So what is the TV show, actually? Is it WandaVision? Bridget says it's WandaVision.
Wait, go back. Let me see.
I thought it might be her.
Zoom in for a second.
But it looks a little that could be WandaVision.
Yeah, that could be WandaVision. Absolutely, it could.
All right, so you figured out, bought it, got a sweet deal, repaired it, didn't have to pay that bill yet, and then how long once you got it back before it sold again?
I did it sell in 10 days, I believe. I mean, it sold. I mean,
wow, that's
for $1,200. I mean, I was like, I put it up for a hot, a substantial amount, and there's no comps, but it is the one of 100. But it's a small audience that really wants this, and all those marks, I took a gamble also that those marks could be polished out, because 24 karat gold, the acids from your hands tarnish it.
Yeah.
But 24 karat gold is untarnishable, so really it's just like a kind of a goop on there. So, and don't ever use anything except for I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying this, but a little bit of silver polish with a gentle rag, and you don't want to really clean 24 karat gold too much. But
okay, those are amazing pictures.
So, it's not only is it fixed, it is night and day from these two listings.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I think that's what I'll just stop right now and say, Bridget, come here, my darling. My darling photographer who has spent the last.
Where's Bridget at?
So she was S-canned from her job in March of last year, and she has risen through the ranks of 2 people to be my second in command. And her best, she is the photographer. She's the photographer. So
get ET out of the way so we can see your lovely wife's face all the way.
Oh, ET.
Throw ET out. There you go. Much better. Much better.
Eat ET straight out of the room.
So she's the photographer. She has we used our entryway. We closed off our front door. We have the lights and the cameras and the action. And she loves it. And that's her handiwork. And I really appreciate
this clock is amazing.
That's amazing.
And that, and like having all those 9 things, I didn't think it's all.
Yeah,
but I do see your iPhone. I do see it right there.
Yeah, and it is an iPhone. So and there should be, you don't need a good phone, whatever. It's a good phone, but it's not the best. And she gets those kind of I think apps. You need the apps to get the super glossy.
Yeah, for the main photo, I definitely use a background app.
as opposed to eBay's background removal.
Yeah,
that
eBay's
doesn't
horrible.
work always. Yeah,
No, it's awful.
ever maybe.
Don't use eBay's background removal. It's horrible.
No.
You know, I didn't know this existed. I didn't know I need this in my life, but I so want one of these right now.
So I will tell you that this company, Chrono Art, Barry Gamble is his name. I've talked to him for years. I have another one right up here that is mine that I've had for 2 decades. I never got it fixed. It sat in the box. It was so precious to me. I bought it on eBay, in the 90s, I think. And then I finally sent it in to him, had it fixed, sent it back. Within a week, I saw this one. And I was like, okay,
wow.
I'm going to do this too. And I have to say that the one thing that sometimes gets in people's way of doing something that might make you $600 on one move is that financing part. And I would recommend checking out the 4 payment apps that are out there because they don't charge any interest, and I don't see a way that you could get really, mess yourself up too bad, because how could you? It's like you could figure out a way, I'm sure.
So how do they make money? The people who don't get their payments done in 4 payments?
Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, how do they end up making money? It's got to be from the people who don't make their payment.
Of course, I think there's that. And then also these companies are new. So they're throwing out, incentives. And a lot of times those incentives are to particular stores. So if you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, one of these things, I think that I'm reading these things. I'm getting distracted by all the things that are coming in here. But the
shit about the eBay background removal.
Yes,
we all have the same opinion. It's horrible.
It bites big chunks out of things. It does. It doesn't work well. But what's the one you use?
Photo Room.
Photo Room is what Bridget uses.
So what was the name of the thing again? And Bridget, where'd you go?
Bridget, why aren't you here? What happened?
Come back,
She
Bridget.
apologizes. You ruined his whole show.
Look, as much as I love Primo, you're way cuter. Okay, so
doesn't she look great? She has brand new matte lipstick on, which I find to be pretty.
So Primo, what was the name of the service you use that lets you do the 4 payments?
Oh, the one I used was Klarna. Klarna is the one I use, but I have seen Afterpay and a couple other things in it, and it doesn't charge any interest, and that's the key. And it puts it off for a little bit of time. 2 months, you can make a lot of things happen in 2 months, with some free money. You have to pay 25% down. That gets you into the program. And paying for it, do I get free $5 if people sign up? Oh, I didn't figure that out ahead of time.
All right, so we're not affiliated. We're not getting any kickback, but I wanted to show you what he used, and it worked.
It did work.
Don't get in trouble. Don't go like I can turn this $10,000 into 20.
Yeah, don't be in Vegas.
If that's something that could help you, try it something first a little bit smaller. Like I always tell people, when people are new to selling and the first thing they want to sell is a very fragile collectible, I'm like, nah, how about a pair of jeans? How about a t-shirt?
How about a t-shirt?
You don't even got to make money just to get your feet wet, to understand the process, to get the thing sold, to get it shipped. Work your way up to expensive breakables. Don't start with a $10,000 crystal chandelier, please.
But if you have some confidence and what you're lacking is a little bit of capital, this is a really good option.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's back up now. And why are these jeans duds?
You tell me, because these were, I don't know.
No, you tell me. You're the guest. You tell me.
I think they're garbage. I feel so bad about myself now. I don't know what is wrong with these because Bridget has taken these pictures. So supposedly,
I love the opening shot. Holy crap!
Supposedly, she's the best picture taker ever. And I think that they just are not wanted.
Random question, because Gap is sort of terrible for this. Are they all the same waist size?
Yes. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't know. That was the quickest lie I've ever heard get changed. Yes,
I'm a very positive, affirmative person. So if you're going to ask me the question, I'm going to say yes. And then I'll back off from that. Is it possible that the waists aren't the same size?
No, they were, well, maybe off by an eighth of an inch here and there. But
Okay.
yeah, I did measure everything,
Yeah.
and just, instead of giving too many measurements and taking up a lot of space in the description
Yeah.
area, I sort of did an average, just because it was maybe an inch here and there, which could have been me just not pulling the waist the right way.
Does it look like they're different sizes in the picture?
I mean, it
Maybe
does.
it does.
The bottom pair definitely looks, but it could,
They're
the
not squished
angle,
flat.
I don't know.
Flat enough.
Yeah.
I don't have
I want-
answers for this. They've been on there for a year. I've made the price less and more. I've moved it around. I have gotten no interest in it in a year. And so I don't care. I'll leave it up there for 10 years at 55. Eventually someone will need pants.
Or donate them.
Or we'll donate them. Yeah, I think that's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
But what could possibly, for $10 a piece, not make people... Are they so special? Are they a special type
Maybe they're just not cool anymore. They're not in style. I don't know.
Well, you're also, so to me personally, you're looking at a very particular buyer for this. You're looking for somebody who's trying to rehaul their wardrobe. If you were, I know it goes against the norm. If you were to list them individually, you might get better bites, because then, oh, I want a pair of black jeans. Oh, I want a high waist, because people don't they're looking for their favorite pair of jeans that just busted out. They're not necessarily looking for an entire new wardrobe of jeans.
Gotcha. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah,
so it's a replacements.com, not
for jeans.
Wardrobe.com. Yes.
To back up your clock for a quick sec, Thrifty Elf has a great question. How'd you know where to find the perfect person to fix that clock?
Okay, so I did mention that I've had one of these clocks for years and years, and the repair on it was always $350. So it really just was expensive. So I took a long time to finally, and of course when COVID struck, it's like we have to do everything now because do we have tomorrow? Oh, who knows? But at least we use that as a motivator to do things. And that is the person who bought the company with all the parts and the technology to make them. And I had known that for a long time. But again, that goes with knowledge. You have to sort of know what you're working with. And the more things you sell and the more things you buy and the more things even going to the swap meet, you can learn, about talking to the people. I mean, you have to be willing to suck up the knowledge. And then, so in this particular case, it was kind of easy. So the case study worked out really well, and it was from knowledge I'd had over years. But I would say that anyone, if you have a little bit of the knowledge, you could do that. So these clocks are pop culture. You'll see them in, they've been in all, Simpsons. They're around. So I guess I just know that part, and you should too.
All right. So Nadine says Poshmark is the way to go on those specific jeans.
Okay.
They don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
And
so they
Poshmark tends to be small, tiny teenage girls and boys. So size 4. There you go.
Oh, one pair for 36.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cancel that auction now. Don't buy those people. Cancel.
All right. So I have a theory why this hasn't sold.
So I will tell you that I'm not trying to, undercut my friends who are in this band. I have bought 5 copies of this every time I'm at the party and they're selling the things, and I've had a couple cocktails and I got another copy of it. So I was just trying to sell the copy, and it has been 20, it has been 40, it is now 30, and no one will buy it. But it's a great buy it now.
Yeah, Waitiki's a great band. The problem is I don't think anyone can spell Okan.
Okonomoku.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever going to find it by spelling it. That's the problem. I really think that it just is a tricky word. That's what I think.
It's impossible to sell, in other words, or
yeah. Do they have hotel parties over things like sewing pattern stuff where you just get drunk on rum and then bands play? And
No.
That's the fun part of the
No.
tiki world. But I know
It's
he's saying
called-
I have bought the same CD from a band. I'm like, I'm drunk in their room party going, this band is great. I get home, I go, oh, they were great last year too. I got the CD already.
we call that event Sohana. Sohana.
That's funny. No, we don't do that.
All right. How did you sell this? Why is this not hanging in your house?
Whoa.
Okay, so
This is so badass. I
That's
hope Lisa
cool.
Mullen's still watching. So I
So
know she'll dig this.
So last year, I sold the 2 that were in my basement, and those were taken down to the basement after I had other things to put on my walls. Those held my Smurfs, and all my Smurfs are now sitting in an ice bucket. They have been delegated to an ice bucket. But this particular one, I sold 2 of them last year for about $300 and $350 each one, and they weren't as perfect as this one. And this one showed up on the local marketplace for $75, and I'm like, it was a month old,
A month.
and I'm like, is this still here? How can this be? I'll be at your house. Where do you live? I mean, I was just like, okay, just tell me what to do. When I got there, there was about another dozen things I would have bought, except I was in my car. I'm not buying big things, but I mean, beautiful mid-century modern. It was a coffee table that it had 2 squares on top. One was turquoise, one was orange glass, and they were matched this almost. And then a bunch of other stuff from the same manufacturing company, a Turner Wall. Kind of like the themes of like ancient Greece and something else.
Wow.
I could have bought it all, and I took this one thing and ran for the hills.
So Bridget, is this more of your handiwork and background removal handiwork?
That's great.
See, when it's done right, it looks good.
Yeah.
Background removal isn't good. So
her main purpose was for you not to see her squatting down, taking a picture of the mirror. That was like her whole thing. And she did a great job of that. That was
these are so professional. Someone found a Mai Kai rum barrel on the thrifting board the other day, and I check every tiki thing every day that gets listed on eBay and sold. And I found her listing, and I went back to the post. I go, hey, as the heads up, get your hand out of your listing. That's not professional. And she goes, no, these are just pictures for the thrifting board. I go, this isn't your listing? She goes, oops. I'm like, busted. Get your hand out of there. There ain't no hands in Macy's catalog holding stuff.
Well, I will. So which one are you holding? Something?
Oh, that's someone's hand. What?
Yes.
Just as I said it. What?
That's
just
that.
as you said.
Don't look at that one. No, don't look at that one. But she has nice nails. She looks good.
No, sometimes I don't mind leaving a hand.
She does this like
for scale.
This like delicate.
I kind of understand it in this shot. It's the people who take this picture. Why do you have to hold the tiki mug? Set it down. Just set it down right here on your table. Set it down.
And I do like to have unedited photos in, maybe after the first 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to have unedited ones so people have a better understanding of maybe the color. And, I used a foam core board, which you can see in the other photos, to help with preventing.
That's what she uses, just foam core boards to like kind of put around. And we also use those to pack something that delicate. We wrap that whole thing in foam core, which gives you that super dense packing power. And then I wrap that with a pool noodle all the way around the frame. And then I wrap the whole thing in some foam and stick it in a really thick U-Haul box that's meant for TVs.
Oh, okay,
that's my whole packaging system.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's probably about $30 in packaging, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But, it got there.
But it's worth it.
Give Primo a thumbs up. Give Steph a thumbs up. Give Swoop a thumbs up, and definitely give Bridget a thumbs up for these amazing pictures she's doing. And look, if your hand's going to be in there for any reason, as long as you've got a decent looking hand,
don't have a big sausage fingers,
or don't have no busted up manicure where the paint's peeling off.
Check out this Hot Wheel I got here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, too funny. But yes, if anyone finds this shelf and just wants to gift it to me, I'd be happy to accept it.
Next time, I'll let you know next time I find them. They're surprisingly, they come up occasionally around here.
Nice.
And then we're going to take a left turn into bicycles.
And so when we left our house this Saturday morning, about 3 months ago, we took a left turn onto the main street by our house, and there's 2 bikes sitting there, and they say free on them.
What?
And I'm like, Bridget, get out of the effing car and walk this bike back to our house.
We couldn't put them in the car. So.
Well, we couldn't fit them in the car.
Oh my
and we
gosh,
weren't
that's
car ones, so.
amazing.
I have a new offer for $22 on Waitiki Rendezvous
so
and
great.
Okanaloku.
Oh, someone just made an offer.
I'm going to accept that for you.
And you're
because
going.
I want the
Primo.
money.
So whoever made that offer, it's a great CD. They're an amazing band. And I love every time I get to see them live. And I have their CDs on my shelf. So
And I have 3 other copies of it, I promise.
You're not there.
Oh, where did I go? Oh, oops.
you went to accept an offer.
Yes,
it's
I
a
did.
rare
Now I'm
time.
back. I'm back.
It's a
Sorry.
rare time that the guest leaves. And I'm like, it's
I had
okay.
business, Jason. I had business.
So what best offer did you accept on this bike?
Oh, the bike was okay. So this price, when I looked up, I researched this bike. I Gary Fisher, I recognized immediately. The
Yeah.
components were like really shiny. It looked really nice. The original price for this was $559 in 1998.
98, yeah.
And I accepted $300 with $100 shipping, so a total
Nice.
of $400, and shipping was $60 total.
Yeah. Shipping bikes is sort of a pain too.
It was
but
a
I'm glad-
pain. I had to disassemble that thing, but I was honest with the guy because I had never shipped. I'd never taken apart a bike that was in such good condition. I've taken apart crappy bikes that
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do some work. This one was perfect, and I had to take off the fragile pieces. And the guy gave me feedback, like he was like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen," and he did a great job.
Wow, that's great.
So I usually feel good
And
about that.
a neat thing to mention is we went to the local bike shop and they had
Free box,
free boxes for shipping the bike. So they're like, here
Yep.
you go.
no pay.
Because they don't want them. They get the
They
long
get
go
so
far
mad.
That's
away,
what he
work to the
said.
bike shop. They get them
He's
in,
like,
and they're just
"This
like
is our
unpacking
garbage.
these things.
Thank you."
Yeah.
All right. So Dawn bought your CD. Hey, Dawn, do you still want this? Because I pulled it out for you.
Boingo! I want that if she doesn't want it.
Yeah, the Oingo Boingo 7-inch box set. If Dawn, if you still want it, I got it for you. I've set it aside to keep me in to message you. All right, Steph, are you sitting
Thank
down?
you very much, Dawn. Dawn, thank you.
I am sitting down. I'm ready.
Because this is awesome that this is what our guest brought for his last score. Are you ready?
All right.
Boom!
Nice.
I'm like,
That's
we've never had
great.
any guests besides you and maybe like Nay, but really no one brings this to the table ever. And I don't want to, judge a book by its cover, but look at Primo. Did you expect this? No, not a bit. Not a bit.
So that's awesome.
She
Look at those mutton
insisted
chops.
on it, and I wasn't a big fan of buying 1,000 patterns, but
Not 1,000.
a 992 pattern. And this is the one she pulled out, like the first one that she's like, I think this is good. And
Yep.
it sat for maybe not long. I mean, maybe a month. And not only did it sold once to Britain, and they were like, as I had spoke with Jason earlier today, I'm using global positioning, whatever you call it, global shipping, which he hates. And
Yes.
they actually said, please cancel, because the
shipping
price
on
was-
those is insane. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this person bought it, and they were in New Zealand. So you had a thing from Australia. You had a thing from Australia. We had a thing from New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yes, it's very close.
That's a good
We-
pattern, though.
We don't plan these out, so look at that. I loved that this was gonna. This is how I was gonna end it because I'm like, Steph always starts the show with patterns, and Primo ended it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm very.
Bridget-
You can
Bridget-
guarantee there's gonna be patterns on this show.
Now,
Bridget, where'd you
all
find
the
these?
patterns? Are they uncut? They are, right? The ones that are worth money are uncut, right?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
they're
not.
not
that $125 pattern had been used.
cut.
Yeah.
We have some very old ones from the 50s.
Skip it. Why are you sitting here? Go list those. Go take pictures.
So Bridget, where'd you find these?
Gosh, we got them a long time ago, years ago, right?
I mean,
At a
they've
yard
been around for a long time.
sale or
There's probably 2 or 3 batches of them that
Yes,
all
they've
came
all-
together for.
Yeah.
But we haven't. I mean, it's a lot of work. So all the like records behind me. I mean, I have about 5,000 records, of which I would imagine at least 2,000 or 3,000 are for sale. I just have never sat down to do them yet. Over 20, 30 years, like I've never sold records, but I have so many records to sell. So the same thing goes with these. It's one, like, here's something to sink our teeth into.
Right.
And she's like, I don't want to do this right now, but this one looks good. And that's what happens. So I felt
Number
good.
1 tip for sewing patterns.
Okay.
Seriously, go through, find every single one that's factory folded. Every single one, list those. They take 1/10 of the time. You can earn your money back on those factory folded patterns.
Okay, factory
And
folded.
then you can take the time to count the ones that are worth counting, and the ones that aren't, lot them up, send them to, like, just make lots in bust size range. So, like, don't do just bust 32, do like 30 to 32, 34 to 36, 38 to 40. That way you're going to get a wider buyer set, because people can adjust 2 inches here or there. But, beyond 4 inches, it gets a little dicey when you're making this stuff. 10 inches is where you should really stop. Shouldn't do more than 10 before you completely redraft the pattern, which is a pain in the butt. Just find a new one.
Wow. So why do you go by the bust mainly?
Because sizes are
All right,
bullshit.
see you, everybody. All right, we'll talk to you later.
Bye, Jason.
Primo left out.
It's basically because bust sizes are how people should be looking for patterns. And that's how pattern makers know to go shop for patterns, because all the sizes on the patterns are bullshit. Period. End of story. Sizes mean nothing on those. Go by your actual measurements.
That's great. Thank you. I would have never, ever known that.
All this knowledge went into my bladder. Sorry.
Did you just pee outside?
Yeah, I did.
That's going to be the best ending to a show ever. He just peed outside. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be Thrifty Business for the week.
I just couldn't wait anymore.
And I understand that, but that's it. That's where we're ending it right there.
Yep, right there.
There's nothing left to be said. So, Primo, thank you very much. I talked about doing something in the past, and just for lack of just time and shit, but I want to do something where we talked about earlier. We're going to do a Friday night show together talking about our collections and stuff. So it's going to be something fun and different coming up in the very near future. So stay tuned for that. There will be guest doggies, and there will be a urination outside in the great wide open.
There will be multiple ones. I'm not
So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Do us a favor, give us a big old thumbs up. There's plenty of reasons to. Stephanie's number 1, Primo's number 2, Bridget's number 3. I'm a very faint number 4, but there was a lot of good stuff tonight and a lot of fun. And please get encouraged to buy broken things that can be fixed, whether by you or a professional, as long as you can figure out. Primo figured out, okay, A, the money involved to fix it will still be less than what I can make. B, I found a way to not even use my own money and then just let it ride for a bit. So it can be done. So please do it. No show this week for Mom and I, because it's a holiday and Stacey and I's anniversary. But we will be back next week. And that whole thing with Spike's Breezeway will be next week. I will give you all the details as soon as I have them for Spike. He is still editing our 4-hour Yak Fest. So,
oh my gosh, so much.
Not yakking blah, but yakking talking. So it'll be a lot of fun. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Primo. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Good to see you all. Thanks for a fun evening. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.